All right, YouTube, this is my 2001 Ford F-150 XLT back wheel drive, and today I'm gonna be trying to do, well, we're gonna do this is the passenger side. All right, the idler pulley right there. And we're going to be doing the tensioner pulley, which is right there. So idler pulley, tensioner pulley, idler pulley, tensioner pulley. And they kind of look like this. So when you go, you're going to get idler pulley. I just think it's a good idea to change them both at the same time. We get the idler pulley because this is the most common thing to go out in this pulley system that Ford has constructed. Again, I'm recording with one hand, so. And a tensioner pulley. See that? See that? Idler pulley, tensioner pulley. This holds tension on the belt. This is what you're going to move up and down to take tension off the belt via this right here. You're going to take it and you're going to crank it down. It's going to crank it up. It's going to take tension off the belt so you can get the belt off. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is remove, I don't know what that's called, but I'm gonna just say the front guard off of here, off of the truck. After you remove this, you're going to want to remove your air intake system. You want to remove that. I just kind of take it off the throttle body. I just kind of took it off the throttle body and disconnected it and just kind of laid it over there. And because you want as much clearance as possible to get down here and deal with these two things. Now also I'm going to probably take the fan cover off if I can. If not, I don't know. We'll see. So okay, I also removed, well, I just took off the radiator hose here, just to kind of give me a little space. All right, so now I'm down here with my little torsion bar here, my little torque bar, old school, and it fits right into that tensioner pulley. You see that? Now I'm coming off the front of the car. See everything that I took off to get in there? Not much. This, the intake, the radiator hose. And if you have animals, you know, I would suggest that you take a piece of shop towel or something to stick it inside the radiator, because that stuff's going to leak out a little bit. And you don't want that on the ground and have your dog lick it up. It tastes like candy to them, but it'll kill them dead. All right, so then you get down in here. Get down in here, and you're going to turn it. You're going to turn it this way. So this is the passenger side. I'm going to turn it away from the passenger side towards the driver's side. Oh, crap. This is hard to do with one hand. I need to get somebody. See how that moves? You're going to move that down, and when you get it down, you're going to slide the belt off of your idler pulley to give you some slack. Then you can take the belt off, and then you can go ahead and continue with the fix. There's All right, so in continuation, there is, let me get in there. There is 3 screws that hold on the tensioner. 1, 2, and 3, kind of like a triangle. 1, 2, 3. And there's 1 screw that holds on the idler pulley. Let me show you something. I don't know if you can hear it. Let me get down in there. Guys, you can hear that pulley. And I'll show you when I get it out. The tensioner was even worse. The idler was starting to make noise. It's a good idea to change this when you change this one on these vehicles. The tensioner was even worse. I'll show you that once I get it out. With 3 bolts. I'm going to use a 10mm socket on my extension ratchet. See, this thing is pretty nifty. If you don't have one, get one. Let me show you something real quick, guys. I know some of y'all know how this works, so I just want to show the people that don't know. It angles. Oh, come on, you. It angles. I got it from Walmart, y'all. It angles, locks, and it extends. See that? And it locks in place. Great tool to have in your toolbox. An extension ratchet with deep sockets. So I'm going to use this 10mm socket. It's not very big. That's what she says. And I'm going to get that tensioner out. All right. We'll add that these screws aren't really in there that tight. But they, you know. So after you kind of loosen them up, you could take your socket, because I didn't take off the fan cover. You can take your socket and screw it. Now here's a tip, all right? The tip is, now listen up close. Do your 2 bottoms before you do the top, all right? The top is a lot easier to screw in. So when you're taking it off, do your 2 bottoms first. I already did that one. That one's off. That one's off. So now I'm going to do this one. And then I'm going to do my top last. 1, it's easier to get to. And 2, it makes it easier to have it hanging off of that one top one and deal with that one. See it still hangs. And then when you come back to put it on, you're going to go in reverse. You're going to put the top one on first to hang it, right? Then you're going to do this one because it just makes it easier. No reason why I'm doing that. It just makes it easier. And then you're going to do that side one down here. Hose out the way. That side one down here. All right, so 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the last one. I know the focus is messing up, guys. I'm doing this with one hand. I don't have any help. I'm just trying to help out, guys. I'm not a professional. All right. I'm a guy that knows a little bit about cars, and I've always done all my own mechanic work within scope of the tools that I have at my house. I just want to help people out, man. Stop paying those mechanics those crazy bills for easy stuff. All right. So let me show you how bad this was, all right? I just got the tensioner pulley off, right? You know, just got it off. When I took it off, because it sits on the truck, it sits on the truck like this. 1, 2, 3, like I told you, 1, 2, 3. Here's your tensioner pulley. The belt runs on it. When I took this off, let me show you what it did. As I took it off, bang. Look how bad this was. Let me bring it over here. Look how bad this was. Look at this. This thing was wrecked. Look at this. Look at all that metalware. Look at that. Look at all that metalware. That's horrible. Look at this. And compare it to this. You can't even hear this thing move. Look at that. Wow. It was loud, guys. It was loud. I mean, this was completely bent. This goes on here. Look at this. Completely freaking bent. Wow. So, okay, now I'm going to use a 13 millimeter ratchet to get down in here and take off the idler. All right, so I'm gonna use this 13 to go ahead and get in here and take off this idler. It's only one. We're gonna just pop that off and then work in reverse, guys. 13 millimeter socket for the idler, 10 millimeter for the tensioner pulley. 13 millimeter for the idler, 10 millimeter for the tensioner pulley. So in comparison, here's the old idler pulley. It's not too bad, but you can kind of start to hear it. It's not as smooth. Versus the new one. Can't even hear the thing move. So, okay, here's the thing. I had a little issue, not really an issue, but I did notice that the OEM pulley was a little bit bigger than the new pulley. I called my Ford dealership. They said the part number had changed. So there's a possibility that, you know, that's what it was. I checked the diameter. They are the same diameter. But here's the thing. This is why I recommend changing both of them at the same time. The idler pulley and the tensioner pulley. Because the idler, these match up. The new one and the new one, the new idler, the new tensioner and the new idler pulley match up perfectly. Same size, same diameter, same width. So there you go. So let's get finished with this this repair. It was taking a little bit longer than I expected. I'm just kind of trying to video with one hand. It's getting a little rough. So let me just knock this out and get it over with. So like I said before, you're just going to work in reverse. I'm going to start by putting the top screw in. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do this one. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this one. Then I'll come back and put my idler pulley back on right here. Then I'll show you the difference between the new and the old belt. Put my belt on, put everything back together, make sure everything's aligned, bump the engine to make sure the belt is seated correctly, and that'll be it. So again, let's start here at the top one. Go here. Alright, so I got the idler pulley on. I'm just screwing it in. Like I told you, it's only one bolt. We're just gonna get that hand screwed in. Then I'm gonna come back with my 13 millimeter socket. And tighten that in. Yeah. Just tighten that on there. It doesn't have to be super tight, about 15 pounds of pressure or so. Okay, so here's my old belt that I took off. So that's all kind of cracked up. See, I mean, it's not too bad. You know, it's not horrible. Not a lot of nicks and scrapes in it. So it's not bad. But here's the new belt. You know, obviously a lot of y'all know what a belt looks like. But I always say, make it a good practice. If you're gonna do stuff yourself, DIY, fellas, you're already saving money doing it. Just do it right. If you're gonna change the pulleys out, you know, if you don't have to, if you got a lot of miles on your belts, just change your belt. You know, you're already there. You're already doing the work. Just get it done. Now, I'm going to suggest that you guys look at your OEM diagrams to see how to put the belt back on. Make sure that it's on all the pulleys. And here's a little tip. If it's too hard to get on, save one of the smoother pulleys for last. This is your fan pulley right here. Probably does some other stuff too, but I'm not gonna get into detail on that. But it slips on these pulleys a lot easier than trying to get it on a ridged edge for last. Okay, so just if you're having trouble, take it off one of the ridged edge ones that's close to a smoother pulley and just slide it on there. All right. That's going to conclude this video. I'm about to put this belt back on and I'll crank it. Hopefully it doesn't squeak. I'll show you that and we'll be off to the races. Guys, okay guys, so I got the belt on. I bumped the engine. Everything seems to be in line. Everything seems to be, matter of fact, actually, now that the pulleys have been changed, both pulleys have been changed, the engine wanted to turn over a lot faster, which would tell me that because this pulley was so messed up on the inside, the belt was slipping, and it was having a hard time cranking, because I was having a hard time cranking my motor too. That's another tip. All right, I was having a hard time cranking. This belt was slipping because that pulley was so destroyed, it wasn't help turning the belt to turn my motor over. So now when I bump it, man, it wanted to pop up, but I couldn't, because guess what? Everything else is still disconnected. I hooked the water hose back up. I know somebody's gonna say, oh, your water hose was off. Everything seems to be great. So I'm about to reassemble everything. I'm gonna start it up and I'll let you listen how it runs now. And that'll be it. All right, thank you guys. Again, I'm just trying to help you out. This was a idler and a tensioner pulley repair. Real simple, guys. You guys can do it at the mechanic shop. They'll probably charge you about 300 bucks for this, or 200 bucks for this. Both parts cost me right at 100 bucks. In just a little time. Actually, I could have probably done this in about 45 minutes, but because the camera and everything else, you know, it just slowed me down. But it's real easy, guys. Remember, you can do it. These easy fixes. Stop paying these mechanics these crazy prices. They're not doing that much work. All right, you guys can do it. All right, YouTube, everything's all back together. Tighten down, cinch down, everything's on. I haven't put the cover back on yet, or my motor. I don't know what to call that crap. But anyway, I hadn't put that cover back on. Number one rule of auto repair is to always, before you start anything, make sure that your tools are clear of the area. Make sure your tools are clear of the area. All right. And we're going to turn it over. Hold on. Like we in business, people. A lot quieter, a lot smoother. All right. Thank you for watching.